good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the abridged version of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. We'll spend a few minutes we have telling you about things going on in your fast-paced, amazing, and rewarding world of sports as we speak. Some English Premier League matches going on as we speak. We'll see if we can get you into some of the things happening in those games if we can. But of course, we want to talk about the aftermath of the games played in the African Nations Cup yesterday. And of course, we couldn't do this before we left yesterday. We're able to do it now. Let's talk about South Africa's Bafana Bafana. And of course, it was sweet victory for Bafana Bafana yesterday. They defeated the Atlas Lions of Morocco against all odds, 2-0. And of course, they won that game. And that's what we are talking about. I'm very sure you're going to see pictures now of how South Africa were able to get the job done, even though a lot of people weren't expecting them to do that, especially after the shaky start that they had in the competition. And at the end of the day, they're through to the last 8 at the African Cup of Nations. Amazing feats from the Hugo Bruce led by Bafana. Let's allow you to listen to the manager, very proud and elated manager of the Bafana Bafana, speaking after the win.
We beat Morocco, and it's not only because we are in the quarterfinals, but beating a team like Morocco is something special. This is a very good team with very good players, but we did the right analysis. And the way we played, the tactic was the right one. I got a lot of critics in South Africa at a certain moment because of the choices I made. But I knew what I was doing. I know the results have to follow. And even with local players now, you see they play on that high level. When they have the confidence, they can do it. And this is very important for the South African football, that we are making good performances here on such a big tournament. They fight from the first minute. They played very disciplined. And we knew that we wouldn't have 4, 5, 6 or 10 chances today against this team. But when we had a chance, we had to use it. And we did.
All right, so Hugo Bruce there speaking on that win, a win, emphatic one that takes them to the quarterfinal of the African Cup of Nations. And they're beginning to dream. Of course, you remember South Africa won on home soil in 1996. Some of the fans are beginning to dream. Talking about fans, let's allow you to see what's happening in South Africa. South African fans are beginning to enjoy, are beginning to believe that the team can win the Nations Cup. And after getting the scalp of World Cup semi-finalist, the Atlas Lions of Morocco, the fans in South Africa are beginning to think, oh, well, it might be time. Let's listen to some of the fans share their thoughts after their team was able to get the better of the Atlas Lions.
The game basically was fine, and we made it, and as the country, we are very much happy.
The energy and enthusiasm that I saw yesterday, at first I doubted, especially the first game, but from the energy that I saw yesterday, it changed my perspective, and I believe they have got a chance if they solidly look at each and every game like the way they took it yesterday.
There might be a chance. You see the big guns all have fallen off so far, so the underdogs are taking it.
Well, I guess it's just a once-off victory, but you know, us South Africans already have doubts that it's ever going to make it. You know how Bafana's history is and reputation, so we just hope, we're always in hope and wishing that it goes through, but in reality, it's just a disappointment. Not to badmouth it in any way, but yeah, that's how Bafana Bafana is.
All right, South African fans enjoying the moment, and of course you can't argue their team riding high in Cote d'Ivoire. All right, let's move on and talk about football. These two guys we're about to talk about have been on the scene for the last 15 years, thereabout. They've dominated. It's always been about them. The fans were expecting, were hoping that both will have what you call the last dance, an opportunity to face each other, probably for the last time in their careers. But injuries have injury to one of them has ended that last dance, so to speak. Let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi on the show tonight. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi will not share the field during the friendly between Al Nassr and Inter Miami. Of course, the Portuguese striker is currently injured and he's trying to recover from a calf injury. Ronaldo's injury caused his Saudi Arabian team to cancel 2 friendlies in China last week. Messi and Ronaldo faced off a year ago in Saudi Arabia as PSG faced Riyadh All-Star 11. But of course, Miami's visit this week may have been the last chance for that to happen, but apparently is not going to happen. Of course, Messi's team right there in Saudi Arabia have lost a couple of matches. They were going to face Ronaldo's club, Al Nassr. Is not going to happen. And as I said earlier, Ronaldo's club has had to cancel some matches, some of the matches they were supposed to play in China, the ones that the fans bought the tickets online a few hours just when it was announced. All right, so we'll see what happens in that one. Let's switch over now and talk some boxing. Boxing on the show. Messi Ronaldo, the mixed martial artist from Cameroon, has been talking about that big bout against Anthony Joshua, Saudi Arabia, of course, gradually becoming the mecca of sports these days. And he says, look, Anthony Joshua doesn't have a chance against him. That's what he's been saying in his own words, that their upcoming boxing clash, Anthony Joshua shouldn't even dream of a victory. He was saying that in a high-performance podcast recently. Ngannou will face Joshua in Saudi Arabia on March 8th and has issued a warning, a chilling warning to the Briton ahead of their bout. Remember, Ngannou fell to a split decision defeat against WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury in a thrilling 10-round contest back in October last year, where he also, remember, scored an impressive knockdown of the champion. In fact, a lot of people felt he was robbed in that bout, and that has made him grow in confidence, and he's been talking about Anthony Joshua having no chance of a win. Despite the loss, I must say, the Cameroonian is clearly full of confidence heading into the bout, and he feels he has a good chance of victory. We'll see what happens. Match is not too far away. It's an eagerly anticipated bout, especially against the backdrop of what he was able to do against Tyson Fury. We'll see what happens with that one. And as we say in sports, may the best man win. Messi Ronaldo speaking his mind, talking about the eagerly anticipated bout against of course, Anthony Joshua. Heavyweight boxing gradually regaining respect these days. Let's go to the NBA now and talk about, of course, basketball. And Steph Curry has been talking. He helped his team, the Golden State Warriors, power past the Philadelphia 76ers. Of course, Philadelphia 76ers has the Cameroonian, from one Cameroonian to another Cameroonian, has Joel Embiid. And, of course, they were able to win that game, 119 points to 107. They were able to win that bout, and it was very good, as you can see from the pictures. Golden State Warriors, I mean, smarting from that loss, the one they had against the Lakers, very close. Lost a couple of free throws by LeBron, and they lost. But in this game, they pulled all the stops, and they were able to get the job done, and of course, defeat the Philadelphia 76ers, who parades the current MVP, and that's Joel Embiid. And it was a thrilling game, as you can see, Embiid in your picture there. And of course, the man, who is a very good shooter, needs little invitation to shoot, and before you know it, is shooting all the way. Led his team with 37 points, and he was able to win. A lot of the other guys also put in the kind of performance that will make the day good, with Curry's 37 points. All right, let's allow you to listen to Steph Curry, of course, share his thoughts with us on why he feels his team came out on top in that game. And of course, we come back to wrap things up on the show.
If we can find a way to not foul, get stops, use obviously the speed at those three positions, physicality, athleticism, it makes our offense a little bit easier. We gave up a lot of offensive rebounds in the first quarter, but once we settled that, our offense fed off our defense, and you see JK getting run out layups, you see Wiggs operating in space, me and Draymond getting into pick and roll situations. So it's if we could play bigger than our size, then it usually works in our favor. That's just the challenge on a nightly basis, depending on matchups and who we're facing, that all five guys are working together defensively. We got to be better. We've lost too many of those for various reasons. The challenge is to not, I was talking about it last game, is to not get deflated or defeated, when you're in those situations, losing confidence or whatever because of the past results. Like, you have to believe that whatever night it is, that's your night to get over the hump. And that's why there's a lot of frustration after last game, because there was another opportunity missed. On the road coming up, you got to expect that there's going to be games like that you have to be prepared for. I think we're getting better, but better is only good if you win.
All right, Steph Curry, of course, saying his team getting better. What would you expect? Former champions, of course, you would expect they will get better. You will expect they will make it to the playoffs, probably get to the conference finals, and who knows, maybe win the title. That's what's expected of a team like the Golden State Warriors. Earlier, I talked about this story. I'm going to repeat it because it's the biggest story of the day. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot of people expect we're going to see the last dance, but it's not happening. It is not happening. The last dance in Saudi Arabia will not happen. Lionel Messi, of course, is there. He's training with Inter Miami. But this man in your picture, Cristiano Ronaldo, has a calf injury. On the strength of that, we will not see them have the so-called last dance. And of course, we all feel it was probably the last opportunity to have them on the same field at the same time. Both players, one is 38, the other is 36. We might not get this opportunity again. Cristiano Ronaldo injured. The game is going to be played tomorrow. Inter Miami against Al Nassr. The game will be played. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo will definitely not be in that game. Just to bring that to you again, it's been confirmed. It's nursing a calf injury. All right, let's come home now. That's where we're going to wrap things up. Let's talk about school sports and promises made by new appointees to ensure that school sports will get the kind of development that it should get. A lot of interesting things happening. We all know we're seeing results with countries that are serious with developing sports from the grassroots. And one of the areas where you have to focus your efforts is to develop it from the grassroots, and the School Sports Federation electing some new members, and some of them making promises to promote sports from the grassroots by promising development in school sports. Let's take some reactions. We'll come back to wrap things up on the show.
I'm deeply honored to lead the federation that is the bedrock of sustainable sport development. The federation federation that takes care of our children, our future, from the age of 5 to 18. I do say that the span that we cover millions of Nigeria. Every boy child in the school system, every girl child in the school system, becomes our responsibility to ensure that they have enviable character, that we use sport to develop them, that we use sport to have a total child and a total education, giving them a wonderful sports experience. We say that it is important for us to have a transformative experience in the school system. I take this as a serious and big responsibility to ensure that once again we do wonderfully well and we change the story of school sports in Nigeria.
All right, changing the story of school sports in Nigeria. That's the driving force. That's the objective. That is the aim. And hopefully, newly elected members into the National School Sports Federation will be able to do that. You just listen to Olabisi Joseph, of course, sharing our plans, sharing our thoughts with us. All right, that's how the cookie crumbles. That's how we'll cross the finish line on the show today. Of course, join us again tomorrow. We'll have more time on our hands as we take you on the trip across the money spinning world of sports. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.